coal dust ignited, set off a major explosion and fire. There were about 283 people, I believe, in the mine at the time, and only about 20 of them ended up surviving.
We're standing outside of Dawson Cemetery in Dawson, New Mexico. It is the site of not one, but two enormous mining disasters in 1913 and 1923, respectively. Behind us here are the graves of more than 400 people who died in these explosions, and they are nearly all that remains of this once thriving town.
All the buildings are pretty much gone. I think there's a couple of houses that, for some reason, are still there.
Nick Pappas is the author of A History of the Dawson Mining Disasters, Crosses of Iron, so named because of the identical white crosses in the cemetery. They started appearing in 1913 when a worker set dynamite in a wall and the explosion blew into the tunnels.
It appears that a lot of the people who were killed either instantly by the explosion or by the gases that were created at that point.
10 years later, it happened again. This time, the death toll was 123 people.
One of the wires came in contact with the iron car, set off a spark, and that spark set off the coal dust.
The mine had a fire suppression system, but because it was February, it was frozen when the blast occurred.
The state legislature actually did an investigation at one point. Nothing was really resolved.
You can go to work one day and never get to leave work. These people just clocked into their jobs, never came out, and are still here, even though everything around them, everything they know has now gone back to ranch and desert. They have to stay here on this hill. The company literally owned the town.
It was a company town.
Yeah.
I believe Dawson was the largest company town in the Southwest. And they built an opera house. They had a state-of-the-art hospital, several churches.
All that vanished around 1950 when the Phelps Dodge Company closed the mine and took everything but the cemetery with them. This is the cornerstone for the Dawson High School. When we say the town that became a cemetery, this is what I'm talking about. Everything that remains of Dawson eventually ended up here.
There was still this robust community that was doing reunions every 2 years. Dolores Worth has come a few times. She was there at the last one, enthralled by how all these different ethnic groups came together and worked together. In those early days, it's not like everyone was speaking the same language, and they still managed to work together and live in a community that was almost as close today as it was back then.
We try to end our little videos with a call to action that's very difficult in this case. For me, I'll say, for the love of God, join a union. For 505-O-Matic, I have been Billiam Rogers. Happy Halloween.